This whole project is based on 4 questions. The first one, what do tourists think about Barcelona? What do they relate our city to? The third, what type of tourism does this city attract? And fourth, is there anything from Barcelona that should be standing out? It's like remarked, okay? The last thing you see here, Barcelona is more than you think. This is the main objective of this project, to promote Barcelona as something more than tourists think about. Okay? I'll explain now. To be able to make this project, we've made a previous survey. And we've asked some other questions, as you can see here. The first one is, we asked to the tourists what was the first 3 words, that came to his mind or her mind when he heard the word Barcelona. And this is what we found. Sagrada Familia. It's the most said, and followed by culture and others like Park Güell, architecture, Gaudí, etc. But here, the thing that matters to us is the word Sagrada Familia. Now we'll see with the following one. It's also related. If you had to define Barcelona with only one adjective, what would it be? The main one, you can see, is warm. Barcelona is known by Sagrada Familia and good weather. These are the first and the main words that come to the mind of the tourists. Following. Which of these Barcelona places have you been to or seen? Sagrada Familia, again. Followed up by Park Güell, Raval Streets, Barceloneta, the beach, and the less seen are Tibidabo, and I think this is an important place of Barcelona too, it's very beautiful. Montjuic, it's also very beautiful, Raval, or more neighbors like Gracia, and these kind of places that also have charm. The last question was, what is your favorite visit place in Barcelona? Again, we find Sagrada Familia with the 50% of the results, 30% for Park Güell and 20% for other places. What does this mean? Again, Sagrada Familia is a very important monument of Barcelona and is a part of the richness culture that we have. And that is worth to mention. But the point here is to change this perception and get the tourist interest in something more. Then we are with the analysis. Barcelona is not only Sagrada Familia and Park Güell. Typical foods and drinks escape from paella and sangria. Tourists come here and ask, paella and sangria. And there are bread with tomato and this kind of Catalan things more typical. No more mariachi hats, please. Because Barcelona is not Mexico. You go through the Ramblas and you find lots of tourists with a hat, and that is awful. Barcelona is more than this. You must live it. Barcelona is creative, it's educational, innovative, it's fun, it's leisure, it's culture, it's the people who live in it, their living habits, and the way of thinking of them and of living. Okay, now we are going to talk about the SWOT analysis. Let's start with strengths. It's a well-communicated city. It's interconnected by the Mediterranean Sea, and it's very near from the France frontier. Okay, Barcelona has a lot to offer. It has lots of activities, lots of culture, art, paintings, museums, cinema, music, everything. It's weather, of course. Why not say it? We have a very good weather. It's warm, and in winter it's not as cold as it is in other European cities. And its data integrity, which makes up the rural, the urban, and the beach. So you have everything in one. You can go skiing if you want, it's very near and close from Barcelona, and this means that we have it all in one. About its weaknesses, the main ones, which were difficult to find, there are existing outlying areas or marginal areas. So this way, if you go to the Gothic or the Raval, which are very touristic places, you find lots of poorness or delinquents, as he said. And of course, marginal areas exist in every part of the world, but we must say it here also. About the language, Spanish people can speak English, that's usual here, so tourists find it difficult to interact with people here, like he said, policemen, policewoman, or the busman, etc. Opportunities. I think that Barcelona has low prices in comparison to European cities. If you go to Norway, I think it's quite more expensive than here. So for European people that have acquisitive power higher, it's good to come here. So they find it all very, very, very cheap. Financial conjuncture, on the one hand it's an opportunity, on the other hand it's a threat. We'll talk about this later. Financial conjuncture of the moment, as you know, we are in a crisis and it's all around Europe, but people who has not financial problems find it even cheaper to come to Barcelona. So if Barcelona was cheap before the crisis came, now it's even cheaper, okay, for them. But it's also a threat because tourism has decreased in the past months, in the past year. Another threat we must mention is the terrorism. With this I mean that outsiders know about problems in Spain about ETA, for example, okay? And we see it different because we live here, but when a person from outside comes here, he thinks in this, okay? And this may be a threat because they don't feel secure. And of course, the competition. Other cities also make tourism campaigns all around Spain, Europe, or worldwide. Okay, let's continue with AIDA. Attention, interest, desire, action. You know what it is. Okay, let's start with attention. The attention is claimed by promotion, spots, and campaigns. For example, this one, or the ones that makes the Barcelona Council, City Council. Okay. Interest. People get interest when they get recommendations from friends, from family who have come here because most experiences are good in Barcelona, and they want to get information about the city. Desire. In this moment, when he has got all the information about Barcelona, he starts wanting to visit it because he needs, or she needs, or they need a holiday. And Barcelona is a very nice place to spend a holiday. And action. Make a booking, buy a flight, or just reserve a hotel, etc. USP. As he said, it's all in one. We have everything in one place. You can do whatever you want. There are cities that are beach, there are cities that are countryside or skiing. But in Barcelona you can do most of these activities. 4Ps. Product. Here the product is the city. The services that it offers and activities. For example, it has a lot of culture, innovation, creativity, and interactivity. It's a very innovation city, as you can know about District at 22. Low price, encouraging for tourists, as we also commented it in the last section. perfect place.